Hey, thanks for joining us today. It's Ken with the Oregon Club coming at you today live from the Graduate. Thanks so much to the Graduate for allowing us to use their room today as our studio. And we're joined today by your Oregon women's volleyball coach, Matt Ulmer. Matt, thanks for joining us today.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Hey, the season's going great as we narrow down 2 more league matches to play and then the NCAAs. Tell us, I guess, because I've heard this question a lot, how will this work with leagues like the Big 12 and ACC having already played their season in the fall, like the regular volleyball season, and then the Big 10, the Pac-12, those of us who are still playing in the spring? Are those guys just sitting doing nothing? Have they been practicing? What will happen when they choose, the teams to go to Nebraska there in April?
Yeah, the ACC did a big chunk of their schedule in the fall. The Big 12 played pretty much their whole conference schedule in the fall, but they've been playing. They picked up non-conference games in their area. There was 4 conferences that played in the fall, and so they're able to pick up some non-conference games against each other. And then I think there's been some interconference games that just don't count towards conference. They're just other matchups. So they've been playing, and I think everything will just be looked at as one big season. You know, your resume is your resume. How the committee will determine how many at-large bids and where teams go, I think is going to be very difficult because, again, you're not getting that non-conference competition except for those very few matches with some of those schools. So I think the eye test, luckily for us in our committee, we have a lot of volleyball people, coaches, former players. So I know they're watching a lot of games and they're trying to figure out where to put everybody, so we'll see how that shakes out.
Yeah, it's interesting because you don't see, even in our case, where you get to go to Penn State or you get to go to Nebraska, or even see them in a tournament. So there hasn't been any, between any leagues of that. Usually by now, we've had a chance to kind of test ourselves against some other schools. And so that kind of goes by the wayside for everybody.
Definitely. And, and because of that, you really want to keep your resume as clean as possible. You don't want to give any reason for them to say, well, you did this, and so maybe somebody else is better, because you're not going to get a chance to show that against another conference. So, so far we've done a pretty good job of that, and we need to continue playing good volleyball the last couple of weeks. Okay,
let's get to your squad. You got a couple of matches left. What's the key, or some of the keys? You've played very, very strong volleyball when you've played the last month or two. That Washington series was incredible. It was too bad. I got lucky enough to see that 5-set Washington match, but man, it's too bad that the fans couldn't, because that's some of the best volleyball I've ever seen. But going on with Cal and Arizona, what do we need to do to stay up on top of the Pac-12 where we are now?
Yeah, I mean, continue to have really good serve and pass game, which is what every volleyball coach will ever tell you, but it's really important. It keeps us in every match, and we do that at a very high level, so we need to continue doing that. And then again, just finding a good rhythm in our offense. So we are not a one-woman show. Even though in that Washington match, Burke Nuneviller had 35 kills. For the most part, we spread the ball around. We have a lot of options. So just trying to really get those connections between our setters and our hitters as good as possible, and as strong as possible moving forward. So if we can continue to develop our offense, our defense is really giving our opponents fits. So that would be the difference maker in our matches moving forward.
All right, one other thing I noticed was against Oregon State, you kind of had, it looked to me at least, your full roster back and your everybody back on the court again. That's got to help a little bit going into these final weeks.
Definitely, and I think what goes unnoticed is practice. When you have a very limited roster size in practice, it's hard to do the drills that you need to do to prepare and to keep that same rhythm that we're talking about. So just to have the full complement, the full roster, that's huge, because we really are growing more and more every day in practice because of that. So, yeah, I thought there's been really good depth this year from our group. And 2019 definitely allowed for that, because a lot of people played maybe before they would have because of injuries. But I thought, Taylor Williams has done such a great job. Eugene Kidd has done such a great job. This year she's played on the right for us, she's played on the left for us, she's played all the way around. So she's had some really big minutes against really good teams. And, I just think there's so many good things happening for this group, and we just need to continue to improve every day.
I was there. I saw that Washington series. is there a couple words you can just say about Brooke's performance? And I know the whole team was there, but man, it just seemed like when you guys got down and you needed something, everybody just fed off her energy, and it was unbelievable.
Yeah, she's just so special. She's just a dynamic person, a dynamic leader. She leads by example. She leads with her voice. She just makes her teammates better, every day. She makes our staff better. She's truly one of a kind. Just really thankful that she's a Duck and that I get to be around her every day.
All right. Well, Coach, good luck going forward, and those last two matches. Good luck at Cal and against Arizona State, and hope to talk to you again as we move towards the NCAAs.
Looking forward to it. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Coach.